Let's give you a sense of the latest in the world of business. The rand and international dollar bonds jumped on Wednesday. That's after Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana said government would tap gold and forex reserves amid a debt crisis. Makwe Fund Managers founder and Chief Investment Officer Makwe Masilela joins me now to chat more on the market moves. A very good morning to you, Makwe. Thank you so much for your time. The rand, which has been trading weaker, rallied as news broke that Minister Enoch Godongwana planned to reduce government's debt. Perhaps give us a sense and an understanding of what that means for market activity.
You know, all they're saying that for them to be tapping almost 150 billion over a period of 3 years, that tells you that they'll be borrowing less to fund the deficit. And we know that that has been one of our biggest concerns, and it has been affecting also our rating. And as we're talking now, we're sitting at a debt of almost 74% to our GDP. We're spending almost $1 billion a day to service that debt. For every rand that the service revenue is collecting, 20 cents thereof goes towards paying debt. So if you are indicating that you won't be increasing that debt, then that's positive for the markets. Hence, we saw the rent framing, and as you said in our intro, also the bond yields, dropping to that effect. So those were kind of good news for markets because you are not continuing to increase your debt as people have been complaining that please make sure that you take control of your finances.
So, on the other end, Eskom's chair, Mtatonyati, told Reuters that the country's power sector needs increased private sector investment. Is the environment allowing that, or is it maybe just an uphill battle?
It is an uphill battle, and unfortunately, even as much as if the environment doesn't allow, but we don't have much of a choice. The reason we're saying that, you've got currently people who are generating electricity, whether it's from your solar or your wind, but you still need the lines of Eskom to transmit that. But our transmission capacity, unfortunately, is not sufficient. And the guys are talking about almost 350 billion rands that will be required over a period of 10 years to be able to get a transmission capacity to where it's supposed to be. And Eskom, as it stands now, they said they only have funds to do that for the period of 3 years. So definitely the guys are forced to participate. So it's not a matter of choice. So as a result, they just have to see to it that that environment, as much as it might not suit them, but it's a necessary thing that needs to be done.
Let's look at company news now, Makwe. Bytes Technology saw its shares fall by 6% on Wednesday. That's after the group CEO, Neil Murphy, resigned immediately. Is it at all connected to the share trading controversy?
Definitely it is, and in the UK it fell by just around 18%, but given the exchange rate differences, hence it's only a reflection of 6%, and the guy has done something which is totally wrong. You are required as an insider, because you know the nitty-gritties of the company, that you need to inform us whenever you try to do stuff like that. We decided to buy or sell, just like even other investors who start acquiring anything more than 3% of the company, we need to be informed. But worst of all, you as an insider driving the company, you don't just go around buying or selling without getting, number one, the approval, and secondly, informing the markets. The markets are the owners of that particular company. We are working for those people.
And the dispute between Pick n Pay and one of its biggest franchises will be settled in court. Remind us what that dispute was initially about and what it means for the retail industry.
It all boils down to the issue of the bulk discounting, which was introduced almost 6 years back. So the guys are saying that worked against them. As a result, they accumulated that debt. So now at the center of this whole thing is that you as a corporate, you as a franchisor, are you having the right to just do or implement strategies that at the end of the day end up affecting the franchisees? So this is going to be the biggest argument, that we need to be part of this whole thing. There need to be some mutual responsibility, whatever that you implement as a corporate, to see to it that at least the franchisees don't get to be affected negatively. So it says to the retail sector that, listen, gone are the days where you've got a master-servant kind of a relationship, that if the guys manage to win that case, that whatever needs to be implemented, there should be some mutual responsibility, because your actions as a corporate might have negative impact, especially financial ones, on the franchises.
And Africa's largest data center provider, Turaco, has secured its first grid capacity allocation from Eskom and will commence building a 120-megawatt solar energy facility. Give us details of the story and what it means for the private sector taking the energy crisis into its own hands.
No, we've seen that most of your mining companies have been doing that as well. And yes, this is a project that will cost almost 2 billion over a period of 18 months. And the most important thing, and hence maybe people are talking about it, is that the milestone that they've managed to reach for them to get approval to be able to wheel that electricity using your Eskom and your municipality lines. And it goes back to the issue of transmission, that the guys, at least they will be able to transmit that to their different data centers, because this is the biggest operator when it comes to the data centers, and we know with data centers that we definitely need a backup. And all along, the guys have been spending money on diesel, and we're talking millions and billions of rent. So this is going to be a long-term sustainable plan for them to be able to do that.
Very well. Makwe Masilela, thank you very much for that very thorough breakdown. Makwe Masilela of Makwe Fund Managers and Chief Investment Officer is the founder of Makwe Fund Managers, giving us a sense of how the markets are faring this morning.